is going on? Welcome to the video. Today I have a nice one planned. I have this ridge hike in front of me. First I have to hike a little bit in the woods. Nice way to start. It's very nice, very cool. We got about 18 degrees Celsius. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about my story, about how I overcame depression. I've battled with it for a long time, way longer than I should have. I've wasted years battling that, and I wish I would have had the tools sooner. I didn't take any pills. I never got to take them, even though I've had people recommend them to me. I'm going to talk a little bit about the 3 reasons why I was feeling depressed and what I did about everything and what has changed, right? So stick around, let's get going. Okay guys, so here we go. I'm gonna talk about the reasons that have kept me struggling with depression for such a long time. Number 1, loneliness. Loneliness is a pretty terrible thing if you don't know how to handle it right. I'm a pretty lonely person. I do a lot of things alone, and I've struggled with this for years. So number 2 is mind control or negative mindset. I've been a very negative person for a lot of my youth. People would tell me, you have to change your thoughts, you have to control your mind. I just couldn't do it. I was just in this negative spiral and I just couldn't control my thoughts. So yeah, that's number 2, mind control. You gotta control your thoughts. Number 3, I've always struggled with the fact that everything you do in this life is in vain. You know, it's all for nothing. If you really think about it, this is like the absolute truth, you know. Unless you believe in God, which then it changes things. Once we die, it doesn't matter what you did in your life. It doesn't matter if you've traveled a lot, if you haven't traveled, if you had adventures, if you lived a boring life. Nothing matters, you know, because once you're dead, we all die the same, the rich, the poor. So a lot of times thinking about this was just something that would just get me down. You know, I was like, why? Why do I get up every day in the morning to go to work? Why do I struggle so much? You know, life is full of problems, and a lot of times when you're feeling down and you're very negative, you're thinking like, what am I doing this for? Yeah, that was a big problem for me. That was number 3. So I've talked a little bit about the reasons. I'm gonna keep the hike going, and I'm gonna talk about what I did about each one of these. This is a pretty amazing hike that I'm gonna do right now. Let's keep the hike going, enjoy the views, and I'll keep talking about what I did about this later on. So I'm halfway done. I'm almost at the point where I want to get to for today before I start going back. So check this out. This whole ridgeline, this is what I've done so far. So I started somewhere there where the trees are the forest, and I've done all of these peaks up to where I'm here. So I still have a few minutes to where I want to get to. I'm going to get some shots, finish talking about what I was talking about in the video, and then I'll make my way back, going all the way back this route. Hope you guys enjoyed the footage. I'm here sitting on this ark. It has like 4 windows. I love this place. So yeah, I'm gonna talk about how I overcame those 3 things that were causing me so much anxiety and depression for years. And I really wish I knew these things, or I would have implemented these things earlier to not waste so much of my youth in that terrible mindset. So I'm gonna start with reason number 2. With reason number 2, I solved the other ones. So reason number 2 was mind control. Here's the thing. Once you start to control your mind, you pretty much solve all the other things. You have to have complete control of your thoughts. You can think of a color, for example, you can think of the color blue and you can change it to yellow in real time. You can do that. So if you can do that with something so as simple as that, you can also do it with anything else in life. So yeah, you can feel sad, wake up feeling sad, you can just change your thought. You're not change it immediately. You go, you brush your teeth, whatever, and then you start to change those sad thoughts for happy ones. You just change it completely. You can do that. I used to tell myself you can't, but you can do that. And I still may struggle nowadays also. It's not like it's 100% solved forever, you know, or I'm still human. But the thing is, you have to catch yourself. You catch yourself doing it. You catch yourself with that negative thought, and when you're falling into that negative spiral, you immediately change that thought, and you can do that. So once you change your mind state, you can change the way you view loneliness. Okay, so here's the thing with loneliness. For me, nothing has really changed in the external world. So it's pretty much the same, you know, I still do the same things by myself. I'm still pretty lonely. I don't really have a lot of people in my life that I enjoy spending time with. It's not that you can't find, you always meet people. I meet people at work. I have people that I work with that I talk to. It's not that, but you know, it's mostly on my days off. It's very hard to find people that I enjoy spending time with, or people that I enjoy spending time with me, you know, because it goes both ways. Just look at where I am today, what I'm doing today. It's not something that most people enjoy doing. Like, they enjoy seeing the views, but they don't enjoy putting in the effort, or even, like, you know, risking themselves to do these things. So yeah, the loneliness is still there because I'm just very different from society and from what people like nowadays, you know. So I'm perfect with that. I like the way I am. I don't want to change anything. Like, I want to change bad things when I see them, but I don't want to change the way I am right now. Like the things that I like about myself and all these, what I do and the things that I enjoy doing. You know, I don't want to change that for anybody. So unless I find somebody that I enjoy spending time with, I'm gonna keep doing these things by myself. So yeah, the thing about loneliness is the ability to be comfortable in your own company is a rare and powerful thing. When you learn to value your own company, loneliness just, you know, stops being a burden and it becomes a choice. It's something that you choose. It's not something that it's like forced on you. The thing is, you just have to change the way you view these things, and once you do that, everything changes. You know, the external world is still the same, everything is still the same, but it changes your perspective and it changes how you view everything. So yeah, to anybody who may feel lonely, you know, don't run from it. Just sit with it, embrace it, and use it to level up as a person. So yeah, next time you feel alone or lonely, don't view it as a bad thing, you know, just sit with it and learn to enjoy it, you know, like I did. So here's the thing with number 3 about me just feeling very unsatisfied with life because I felt that everything that I did was in vain. Once I fixed my mind, once I started to control my mind, that started to solve itself. So when I used to think about everything being in vain, everything I do in life is just there's no point, no sense, and everything is just for nothing, you know, because we all end up dead, and all the sacrifice and all the suffering in life is just for nothing. And I started to control my mind. That kind of started to solve itself, because whenever I would think about that, it used to get me into a depression. But what I do now is, if I catch myself even starting to think about it, I just eliminate the thoughts, you know. And also, one of the things that I adopted in my mind is to view bad things as a challenge and something that just makes me level up in life, get stronger mentally. When something bad happens, just think how I'm going to solve it. Don't waste any time thinking about the bad thing itself and why it happened and cry about it. Just think about what you can do to solve it. And then once you change and shift into this positive mindset, you don't even have that much time to think about that, you know, the fact that everything's in vain. That didn't change either. You know, the external world, the external part of that did not change. That's still the same, you know, that still is a problem if you really think about it. You know, everything in this life is in vain, unless, like I said before, unless you believe in God. That changes everything, but I'm not going to get into that. Everything you do in this life is in vain. That doesn't change. But what you can do is just change the way you view that. You know, don't think about it, and just keep yourself busy with positive thoughts, improving yourself by solving mind control. Reason number 2, by solving that, the other things started to solve themselves. You know, loneliness doesn't matter. You know, it's fine. You can enjoy so many things by yourself. It's actually such a good feeling, you know, to know that you're not depending on anybody to enjoy your life. I would definitely like to, you know, have a nice group of friends and people that I can do all these things with, or a nice girl in my life, but you know, it hasn't been my situation so far, and that's fine. For me, it's just whatever happens. If I meet somebody, great. If I don't, you know, I'll keep doing these things. I'll keep enjoying my life. I'll keep exploring the places that I like, and that's completely fine. And that has been life-changing for me. So yeah, I hope these things that I've said can help you out if you are going through any of these things that I've been going through, and just, you know, become this very positive person, and, you know, try doing things by yourself. If you struggle with these things, try it, you know, and just enjoy yourself. Learn to feel very comfortable with your own company. You know, you're the only person that's guaranteed to be there forever until you die. So I'm almost back at the car, and I just wanted to say one more thing. I've come to the point where I've trained myself to not believe in depression as a disease anymore, even if it's real. The thing is, it makes me a lot more competitive in life if I just don't believe in it, you know, even if it's real. I believe that there are situations that can make me feel depressed for a short period of time until I catch myself and fix it. But I do not believe in depression as a disease anymore. It doesn't make me competitive in life. So yeah, that's the thing that I wanted to close out this video with. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.